Hello everyone, my name is the Good Captain, and welcome to my first Let's Play of Allied General. I've decided to do this LP, or Let's Play, for a couple different reasons. Number one, I really like this game, and I don't want to say I've mastered it, but I've got a good handle on it for certain. So I think I've got something to show in terms of best practices. Uh, but the second reason is the main reason, and that's I've definitely been inspired by other LPers, namely a fellow named Mr. Critic in Slovenia. He does a fantastic series of Let's Play Panzer Generals, or the first edition of this game series. So I've decided to sort of pick up his mantle and attempt to do the Allied General side of it. I will be using Panzer General forever. This is I've heard this is a tougher AI, and it is tough. It is tough. Um, I think they've wised up the AI quite a bit from the original DOS version of the game. And let me explain this website we've got back here. It's not easy to determine what the mission requirements are per scenario in regards to getting a major victory. For those of you who don't know, to get a major victory, you need to complete the scenario before time runs out, and how much before time runs out is not clearly stated in the game. At least I can't figure out where that is. So I got this website pulled up, and it kind of lists the scenarios, and the second number after the slash here, this number after the slash, is how many turns we have for this scenario to complete with the major victory. However, this first one, we're going to be playing the British Desert Campaign, by the way, and then that segues into the Western European Campaign. But this first scenario, it's not correct. We have 7 turns to get the major victory, not 6. So, yeah, let's begin. I like to play with weather, supply, and hidden units. That's all these boxes checked. If I don't, it's very small, I know, but um, it shouldn't be too big a deal. So you can pause this here and read this if you like. It's just our commanding officer or messenger letting us know a little bit about the upcoming mission, which begins on December 9th. Okay, and this is the scenario Sidi-Barrani. Here's the city of which the scenario is titled after, already under our control in the east here. Um, and here we have the Tobruk, and in the west we have Benghazi. These are the 2 cities we need to take. And this is a very easy scenario. I can't say that about pretty much any of the following scenarios. They're all going to take a little bit of skill and some luck. But this one's not so much. This one will get it done. Um, so, first move I like to make is with the Matilda Mark II. And I like to engage this Italian recon. By the way, we're engaging Italians, and all of these units have a spotting range of 1 except for this armored car unit. And I'm saying this now because we're going to use that in the last half of this scenario. So yeah, let's move adjacent. And in the bottom right hand corner, when I hover my mouse cursor over it, I get the estimated attacker losses and defender losses. And in this situation, it says expected losses, attacker 0, defender 5. And again, that's in this where I'm circling my mouse cursor in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. But I can also hit the control key and left click, and it gives me an expanded distribution. So we expect to get 5 killed, 1 suppressed on the enemy. And there's no combat animations here. That's one of the other drawbacks to the Panzer General Forever version. There's just no, at least I don't know how to bring up the combat animations. If anybody does, let me know, but I haven't found out how. I don't think it's possible. So we'll left click. Okay, and then that went just as planned. So the next, actually I'm going to hold off on this. That's right, I'll hold off on that because we might be able to open up more space up here by continuing in the north against Tobruk. And the next attack we're going to make is this 25-pounder hitting this Italian artillery that's entrenched in this fortified position. Says 0-3, so let's attack. We got 6. So we're going to move in our core infantry and try to finish it off. Okay, we lost 1 in the process, but that is gone. So the next unit I want to get rid of is this 47mm anti-tank gun. I will fire my artillery. It says 0-1. My second artillery. And we got 2, so lucky us so far. Okay, so next this heavy weapons platoon needs to move out of the way. You'll see why in a moment. So we'll go into this rough hex and attack. It says 0-3 here. That one did not go so well. We both lost 1 point. But the entrenchment is slowly being whittled down. So let's use... So this is interesting. The units that are not core units actually have 2 stars of experience. At least the infantry units do. The artillery has 1 star and the tank does not have any stars. But let's start with the our more experienced infantry unit and hit this anti-tank gun. It said 0-3 and we got 3 exactly, so she's been reduced to 4. Finally, we'll bring up our last infantry unit and attack. It says 0-3. Yeah. Excellent. Okay, yes, now see, this is why I came back to this tank, this Mark III A13 at the end here. Because now I can move to this space here, which I don't know, it's kind of a moot point, but I don't like driving through solid desert hexes. Can't tell you why. I think there's some kind of supply issue, if I remember correctly. I know that when you replace units in a desert, they don't replace to full strength. I think it's just like 1 unit at a time. I'll have to actually have the strategy guide for this game, at least the Panzer General, but the same rules apply, so I can pull those rules later. Okay, and then the last thing we need to do, very important, we go to the purchase units screen, and notice here it says units available, core 1, auxiliary 1. That means the first unit that we buy is going to be our core unit, and we want to buy a Matilda Mark II. And this is because this tank is just, the ground defense is crazy for this point in the war. At 14, it's basically indestructible as long as you're responsible. But its movement is only 3, which is, I think, is terrible. I really want to buy a Mark III A13, which has a movement of 6 and the same hard attack. Slightly better soft attack. But we're going to need this Mark II, Matilda Mark II, in the next scenario. So, purchase and place. Okay. And that's it. We'll give the enemy its turn. So, they repositioned 1 Italian infantry and brought up a motorized unit, or a unit that has trucks. And so we've got to dig that one out of the fortified zone here. So what I like to do is, well, you'll see here. I would like to move the artilleries forward one space because it makes it convenient when we move them on the following turn, so we can get bombarding Benghazi right away. But if that doesn't make sense, just watch this play out. I'm actually going to launch my infantry attack first. Now, the enemy has an entrenchment of 4, so there is a chance for rugged defense here. But this is not my unit, so I'm not too worried about it. So we'll go ahead. It says 1-6. Wow. Yeah, we got beat up, but not a big deal. Again, not our guys. So we'll take the objective. And now we are going to fire this artillery at this dug-in infantry back here, and then move him forward. So 2 damage, forward. Okay, now we're going to basically do the same thing with this infantry unit. We're going to attack. Surrenders, and we move in. Now this artillery unit will shell this infantry. Move forward a single space. Okay, now we've reduced him to 2 entrenchment, and we can begin our assaults against him. This is the attack I always am concerned about. It says 1-3. Come on. That can happen. All right. His entrenchment is down to 1. 1, 2, 3. No, we don't want to risk him getting away, so we'll send in the heavy weapons and finish him off. No. Okay, now we've got to send in... I don't want this guy getting replacements, so I'm going to send in my Mark III A13 and finish him off. Meanwhile, these Matildas will move across the desert. And this Matilda will just move forward 1 space. So this was a bad turn. We took way more losses than I thought we would. But this can happen, and we'll be okay. So let's check the experience. We've got 39 out of this half-strength unit, and 29 out of the full-strength unit. The other units I'm not too worried about, so give the enemy its turn. Wow. I'm surprised they attacked. Okay, that helped. Okay. Yeah, you need to move here. This is just a logistics move. And yeah, you will not fight. You will come down here. And yeah, we want to move. Our units need experience. Hit this guy. Same with you. It says 0-2. Wow. Well, he went from 39 to 53 on that attack, but we are going to have to spend prestige if we want him to be useful in this scenario. So I really don't want to spend any prestige. on that. Okay, yeah, now we're gonna do, just move these units up. Okay, you'll move here, move here. And again, this is a little bit of an aggressive move, but I know where the Italian units are because I've played this so many times. I know there's one in the mountains here and one here. And they only have a spotting of one, so the enemy cannot see us here. So that's why I did that. That's the only reason I did that. So again, I've just played this too many times. Okay. Okay. Alright, I'm trying to spot that hex, but not able. Okay. Well. Phooey. This is a bit of a pickle. The unit I want to blast is right in this hex, but I can't see it. Unless we do something really bold. You'll move here. What is the spotting? Oh, it's 2. Okay, we're okay. So we can move you here. No, it's not 2. Shoot. Okay. Alright, this is a bit risky, but I'm going to move my full strength platoon in their carrier, or unit, whatever you want to call it, in their carriers right here. And we are not going to attack, but at least this gives us the opportunity to shell this guy with both of our artilleries. It says 0-3, come on. Okay, good enough. And 0-3. Yeah, so he's weakened. Yeah. Yeah, you'll move here. Okay, so this is a bit of a risky position, but if the enemy does come out, my artillery will protect my infantry unit. At least I'm hoping. So we'll give the enemy its turn. Okay, and they just replenished the infantry platoon. So that perfect. That was perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and deploy this so we can spot that guy right. So we're going to stay on this unit and shell. Very important, we're going to clear space. And then we're going to do the same thing with this artillery unit, except we're going to go the opposite direction. Like so. And then finish him off. Okay, and we need to move him here to cover our artillery. But, yeah, we need to do that. Okay, move up to Matildas. Deploy this unit. Again, these Italian units only have a range of 1, so this is a bit of a risky move, but we'll move him here. Heavy weapons comes up, and he will stay put. This 5 strength unit up here just stays put. Okay, mark. Now this is important. We need to start reducing this artillery unit, so we'll Move him here. It says 0-4. Wow. We're lucky he didn't surrender, because if he surrenders, then they'll just replace it with I think they replace with an infantry or an anti-tank gun. But anyway, good. That's a perfect result, and we'll move the Matilda Mark IIs in, and then give the enemy its turn. Yeah. So the Italian tanks attacked and took 4 off of my A-13s and lost only 1, so good attack for them. And now we're going to try to destroy this artillery unit. It says 0-2. And he surrenders. Wow, that was a really good attack. And we'll move in this space here. And this is a very important thing when you're dealing with enemy objectives, especially in this version of the game. You need to move adjacent to shut off the AI's ability to place new units, or they will do it, like every time. And they seemingly have endless prestige to do it. It's just my experience. And then of course we'll get our Matilda some experience here. We have 16. Let's go into an attack against these M1340s. It says 0-4. Come on. And we jumped it to 32. Good attack. Okay, now we're going to shell this infantry unit. Good, and move closer. It's one thing about artillery units. They gain experience so slowly. So I have 14, and he's already red on ammo. He's only got 3, so he's been shooting all game, but accrues very slowly for artilleries. Okay, so now, yeah, we want to destroy this infantry unit. Yeah, let's use our infantry, because if he retreats, and I'm not going to move adjacent, and you'll see why hopefully in a moment. And we'll give our weakened infantry unit some more experience. He starts out at 53. And he went up 2 points. Okay. So we'll pull him off. Move down the 5 strength infantry unit and finish this guy off. We'll move adjacent with our, this is a 0 experience Matilda. Oof, that did not, it said 0-4, I think. And we lost 2 and only killed 1. That was a bad attack and only gained 6 experience, but our final artillery will shoot and start to, this guy's got a 6 entrenchment, so we need to hit him. And we'll bring up the heavy weapons platoon and give the enemy its turn. And that's it, they've given up. So this is the last turn, and it's also the last turn for major victory. So we need to give our guys as much combat experience as we can. So let's let this weakened Matilda get another chance to gain some experience. We only have 6 points. Let's attack. Pull off. So we went from 6 to 24. Much better. Much better. Okay, and then let's use our artillery. See, watch this. This is a experience 14, so we're going to shell this guy. Did 2 damage points worth of... Well, he did 2 damage points to the enemy, and he only moved up 4 points, so it's a slow grind. If every time you shoot, you only collect, what, 4 or 5 experience points, it's pretty rough. You got to do a lot of shooting to get your first star. and we'll move you here. Okay. Let's get this Matilda up. I'm not worried about losses. So even though the losses say that I will lose 1 and do nothing to the enemy, I'm going to take this attack anyway. And that's, again, because I want experience. So I have 32 points of experience. We attack, rugged defense. And now we have 46. So that was well worth it. And this will be replenished for free between scenarios in a campaign. So I don't have to pay for it using my prestige. Okay, and then the final attack. Put my infantry unit in. Experience 63, we attack. Okay, we got the major victory. I'm going to review this battlefield. Yeah, so we went up to 76. So we almost got a star with this 1 infantry unit. We got a quarter of a star with one of these Matildas, nearly half a star with the other one. And my battered infantry unit has half a star. So not bad. Not bad. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can read this. It's just basically, the takeaway here is that we're not going up against Italians in this next scenario. And these are Germans, and that whole the 1 hex view range of the Italians does not apply in this scenario. And that's, yeah, we're not gonna have that luxury ever again. Also, excuse me, this is a defensive scenario, at least in part. So this is Elegela. And yeah, this is a fun scenario, but this is the first. This scenario can be challenging. I'm not gonna. We have 666 prestige, which is a bit on the low side for a major victory after Sidi-Barrani. Not sure how that happened, but anyway, it's okay. This is the first scenario where we are allowed to buy air units, and being the British is easy because in terms of buying air units, all you ever need is mosquitoes, at least for the first part of the war. There's nothing better. Even the air attack on the Spitfire Mark II is 12, and on the Mosquito, I think it's the same thing. Oh no, it's better. It's 14. Yeah, so yeah, this is just an amazing tactical bomber, and we have 2 core units that we can purchase in this scenario, and I try to get away with buying 2 mosquitoes. We only have enough cash or prestige on hand to buy 1 at the outset, but after a couple turns we'll have enough to buy the second one. That's if I can pull it off. It might be necessary to buy another tank. As I recall, it's very difficult to snag both of you. So to get the major victory, I should just be clear here. Yes, it's true that you have all the turns. You have all 13 turns, which seems like plenty of time, but we're going to be attacked pretty heavily. And you have to get, it says, it's in parentheses, all you have to do is hold Tobruk for 13 turns and you'll win. But it doesn't say here that you'll qualify only for a minor victory. To get the major victory, you not only have to hold Tobruk basically, but you have to capture both Mirsa Brega and El Agela. You have to capture both of these. So we have to absorb this, you'll see it, massive German and Italian attack, and then somehow, basically on the 13th turn, snag both of these. And we should be able to do it, but it will take all 13 turns. So, and we have to not screw this up. Okay, but that's for another time. Thanks for watching this, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.